Hello Aquarius, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience in the business now and over 30,000 clients worldwide and 150 plus YouTube videos up there now on all aspects of personal and spiritual growth. It's my pleasure, Aquarius, to welcome you to this particular video on your cycles and astrological impacts and your horoscope for 2015. You know, Aquarius, the age of Aquarius was named after you. You are a very futuristic type of person. You're strongly attracted towards things like astrology, meditation, reincarnation. Anything that's out of the ordinary or unusual is appealing to you, and anything to do with social welfare interests as well is very appealing to you. But you like to be on the cutting edge of the futuristic things and scientific things and so forth, and you pride yourself on feeling different from everybody else. You enjoy that. The one area where you do have problems in your life though, Aquarius, is with your finances. Your finances are quite often chaotic. And you have a lot of secret worries about money matters, and not only that, you have a lot of secret worries about your own sense of security in particular. And not only your financial security, but your emotional security, your mental security, your spiritual security and so forth. So you do have it seems as if there's forces that are nagging at you all the time, trying to make you feel less secure and more insecure and so forth, less of who you really are. Now, you drive a bit too fast. You can be a little bit impulsive in speech as well, but you do authoritatively put your point across, but sometimes you don't think sufficiently before you make a statement, so you can allow anger to come in, and you can be quite aggressive and assertive and dominating in your speech. Driving, you do have a little bit of a lead foot, Aquarius, and you have a relative who wears a uniform in the job, or it could be a neighbour, could be in the armed forces or the police force or something like that, or they wear a dust coat in their job or a uniform in their job. Now, you seem to really find security in your life, Aquarius, through the home and the family and the domestic side of life. That's very, very important to you. Now, you love to have plants around the home, and you like nice artistic things around the place too, little statuettes and knickknacks and things like that. And you do like to have plenty of plants, if not outside in the garden. Well, you like to have plenty of plants around the home. If you can't have that, well, you like to have plenty of pictures of plants and so forth in the home. You love to have nice, rich furnishings around the place as well. So your home is a bit of a palace, what you might say, where you like to put your feet up and have all the comforts and everything there, all the mod cons and so forth there as well. It has to be a place of beauty for you, Aquarius. Now, there's many changing relationships in your life. You could even have two going at the one time. It's possible that you could have a twin in your children, and if not twins in your children, then certainly you'll have children who are really like two people in the one body, with a bit of a split personality there. And you have a lot of variety in terms of relationships and romance and love, so you do jump into quite a few hasty relationships, and you can possibly even have two relationships going at the one time. You enjoy a lot of social activities revolving around relatives and neighbours, and you do like driving as a form of recreation and listening to music while you drive. You really love music. And you do like variety too in terms of your social life. You like going out to restaurants and places of amusement, but you get bored with one place, so you like to try a variety of different places to go and have dinner. You could work from home at some time in your life, Aquarius. You have domestic pets around the home, I would suggest, at some time most certainly. You're very fastidious and fussy about the cleanliness of the home. Now you have a partner who is very good looking, very attractive, and a partner who's tremendously conscious and aware and very dominant type of a person. They walk into the room and everybody's attention is on them. You love socialising out there with the general public too, Aquarius. You like to go out to restaurants and places of amusement, shopping malls, and also public parades and things like that. Well, that's just a little bit about your personality, Aquarius, to break the ice, what you might say, and get you to relax. And what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to look at the movements of your planets through the houses of your horoscope. There's two different types of things that I can do for you as an astrologer to help you to get an idea of what's coming up in your future. There's what's called transitory influences, and this one is the one that I have to do if I don't have your birth details in front of me. The transitory influences are the transiting planets as they move through the zodiac. They also move through the houses of your horoscope, and they bring about certain events and conditions in your life that are genuine, and you will be able to relate to the things that I'm talking about. But the most important ones are what's called progressions. Progressions are a roadmap that you've set out for yourself in your first 90 days after you were born. The movements of the planets in those first 90 days. By progression, 1 day's movement is equal to a year in progression. So if we want to look at where your progress planets are at the age of 30, all we have to do is look at where they were 30 days after your birth, Aquarius. If we want to know where your progress planets are at the age of 45, we just simply look at where they were when you were 45 days old. And that's the way that progressions work, but progressions are part of your destiny. Progressions determine events that will happen, whereas transitory influences, they may happen, and you've got a lot of leeway to be able to change those sort of events. But the progress planets are what you might call a roadmap in your life that determine when you're going to have changes in residence, when you're going to have financial windfalls, when you're going to make contracts and agreements, when you're going to purchase a motor vehicle, when you're going to change residence, when you're going to have investments in property, when you're going to get into a relationship, when you'll have a breakup of a relationship, when you'll get married, when you'll have children, when you'll have changes in your job, when you'll have journeys overseas, deaths of those around you, formation of friendships, breakups of friendships, ending of relationships. All of these sort of things are all part of your destiny that you've planned out to happen, and they will happen according to the progressions. Okay, but because I don't have your time of birth and your date of birth and so forth in front of me, the best thing I can do for you now to be of service to you is to do your transitory influences. So what I'm going to do for you, Aquarius, is I'm going to lay it out on a timeline for you on a week-by-week basis throughout the year of 2015, starting in late February. And with the planets that I'm dealing with, I'm going to be looking at the movements of the Sun, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn. So just sit back and relax now and enjoy the journey. What I'm going to do is to put it on a timeline, so I'll tell you when there's any changes in these planets, where they are at a particular time, and what sort of influences that means and brings into your life, what type of events are likely to occur as a result of that particular placement, and then those conditions will remain the same until I tell you later on the timeline when that planet changes into a different sign and therefore into a different house of yours, Aquarius. Now Jupiter and Saturn are very slow moving. Jupiter only moves through 2 signs in the year of 2015, so therefore it only moves through 2 of your houses. So I'll leave that influence until a little bit later. And Saturn only moves through 1 sign in this year of 2015, so therefore it's stationary there in 1 house of your horoscope, but it has tremendous impact in that house, and that impact is different in your life than it is in the life of a Pisces or a Capricorn or a Sagittarius or a Leo or whatever. You'll probably have to play this video a number of times because there's going to be quite a lot of information that I'll cram into this time that we have together. Now we start off with the Sun on the 20th of February. The Sun is in the second house of your horoscope, seeing the focus of your personality for 30 days upon finances and matters relating to your security. The next movement is the 28th of February when Mars moves into the third house of your horoscope. It'll be there for 2 or 3 weeks. When Mars is in the third house of your horoscope, Aquarius, you can be impulsive in speech. You can drive too fast, be careful of accidents on the road, but you'll have a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and a tremendous amount of mental energy there. Now on the 22nd of February, Venus moves into the third house of your horoscope and brings about a lot of social activities with relatives and neighbours. It brings a lot of happiness through music, and there's very good stars for you generally for buying and selling things and entering into contracts or agreements when Venus is in the third house of your horoscope, and that'll be there for 2 or 3 weeks. Now on the 18th of March, which is the next one that we come to, Venus has moved into the fourth house of your horoscope, Aquarius. With Venus in the fourth house of your horoscope, there's a great deal of love for the family and those who cohabitate with you in the home, Aquarius. So there'll be a lot of affection for family, a lot of social activities revolving around the home and the family and the domestic side of life, and a great deal of love for parents if they're alive, and social involvements with them. Now on the 21st of March, the Sun moves into the 8th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, and remains there for 30 days. The Sun is the only one that's constant in its movement because everything else revolves around the Sun. So therefore we can say with confidence that it's going to be there for you for 30 days. So with the Sun in the 8th house of your horoscope for 30 days, Aquarius, there's a tremendous urge within yourself to introspect and reflect and to bring about changes within yourself through that introspection and reflection. On the 1st of April, April Fool's Day, Mars moves into the fourth house of your horoscope and remains there for 2 or 3 weeks, introducing a lot of energy into the family and the domestic arena, but be careful of accidents around the home. There's danger through fire in the home when Mars is in the fourth house, and with Mars in the fourth house there can be conflicts with those that you cohabitate with. So just try and cool things down and settle things down. On the 12th of April, Venus moves into the 5th house of your horoscope. Now that's a beautiful time through children. If they play a prominent part in your life, Venus in the 5th house will see you very affectionate to your children, a lot of social activities revolving around them. It's a very good time for romance and love for the next 2 or 3 weeks, Aquarius. If you're in the market for a relationship, you'll be very outgoing in your affections. You'll be getting out and about to restaurants and places of amusement and enjoying the social side of life, having a lot of fun, okay? On the 21st of April, the Sun moves into the 4th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days. With the Sun in the 4th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, there's a focus upon the family, and the personality will be focused upon parents, family, domestic matters and property matters. On the 8th of May, Venus moves into the 6th house of your horoscope and brings a great deal of activity socially with people that you work with. If you're in the market for a change in your job, then that's a good time for job interviews because you'll have love on your side and the stars on your side. With Venus there's a love for domestic pets and a love of rich food too, by the way. Now on the 12th of May, Aquarius, Mars moves into the 5th house of your horoscope. With Mars in the 5th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, you can be impulsive in love, impulsive with gambling, so just watch out for that. If you're in the market for a relationship, you can jump into a hasty relationship because it'll stimulate your sex drive. There's potential for gambling and impulsiveness with gambling and that type of thing for 2 or 3 weeks. On the 22nd of May, the Sun moves into the 5th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days, Aquarius. With the Sun in the 5th house of your horoscope, there's a focus of your personality upon children, romance, love, the social side of life, and you'll enjoy being the centre of attention in parties and social functions for the next month, okay? On the 6th of June, Venus moves into the 7th house of your horoscope. Now, if you're married and you have a partner, that's a lovely time for you in the relationship. It strengthens relationships. It makes your partner very affectionate and very sociable, and so you'll be out and about and mixing with people and enjoying the general public, like in shopping malls and public parades and things like that. On the 22nd of June, Aquarius, the Sun moves into the 6th house of your horoscope for 30 days, seeing robust health and good stars for you generally to do with work and the social activities revolving around the job. On the 25th of June, Mars moves into the 6th house of your horoscope, introducing a lot of enthusiasm into the work environment, but by the same token, it can introduce a lot of energy into the work environment as well, Aquarius, so you can have conflicts with those that you work with. On the 20th of July, Venus moves into the 8th house of your horoscope. If you're female, that'll stimulate your sex drive. If you're male, it'll see you attracted towards mysteries and mysterious relationships and so forth. Either way, there's a lot of as a boost in joint finances if you have a partner, and it sees you interested in the mysteries of life. On the 23rd of July, the Sun moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, seeing a focus of your personality upon relationships and partnerships. So your spouse will be very sociable during the following 30 days. On the 26th of July, Venus goes retrograde. Now, when a planet goes retrograde, Aquarius, it means that it impacts negatively upon the house not that it's sitting in, but the house that it rules. And Venus rules 2 houses in your horoscope, the 4th house, so it impacts negatively upon the family and the domestic side of life, so probably social activities with family and gatherings and things like that may not go as well as what you want them to, and also to do with in-laws. So it's to do with the 9th house as well, and that focuses through in-laws, and it's not a good time for travel, okay? On the 1st of August, Venus moves into the 7th house of your horoscope and sees your partner being very affectionate and outgoing in their affections. A great deal of a strengthening of relationships if you're not in a partnership. It's a good cycle for you for new relationships, and it sees a lot of interest in social activities out there with the general public, Aquarius, around shopping malls and public parades and things like that. Now, on the 9th of August, Mars moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, Aquarius. With Mars in the 7th house of your horoscope, there can be a lot of stress and tension in a partnership and in your relationship. Your partner can be a little bit dominant and assertive in their nature, and there can be stresses and tensions whilst out mixing with the general public as well. Legal matters and court cases and things like that can create problems for you and tensions. On the 24th of August, the Sun moves into the 8th house of your horoscope and stays there for 30 days. With the Sun in the 8th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, there's a focus of your personality upon change. Introspection and reflection is the order of the day, and a lot of introspection and reflection to bring about changes within yourself and to let go of aspects of your nature that you feel as if you've outgrown, okay? Now then we go to the 8th of September, Venus goes direct. It was retrograde, remember I told you earlier, and now it goes direct. So therefore matters relating to the family and to travel and in-laws and so forth will all go smoothly after that. On the 24th of September, Aquarius, the Sun moves into the 9th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days. With the Sun in the 9th house of your horoscope, there's a focus upon personality drive and also towards adult education, philosophy, expansion of your consciousness, travel. It's a good time for travel, and you'll be attracted towards group activities and club activities and things like that, especially with in-laws if they play a prominent part in your life. Now on the 26th of September, Mars moves into the 8th house of your horoscope. If you're male, that stimulates your sex drive tremendously. If you're female, it brings tensions and conflicts within yourself to do with your sexual nature, and conflicts within yourself about changes that you want to bring about within yourself. On the 9th of October, Venus moves into the 8th house of your horoscope and remains there for 2 or 3 weeks. With Venus in the 8th house of your horoscope, if you're female, that's an increase in your sex drive. It also sees a focus upon joint finances. It brings a boost to your joint finances, and you may be likely to want to get involved in some sort of a relationship that has a degree of mystery surrounding it if you're female, okay? Now on the 24th of October, the Sun moves into the 10th house of your horoscope for 30 days, Aquarius. With the Sun in the 10th house of your horoscope, there's a lot of ambition there. There's a lot of desire to do well through the career, to go for promotions, to expand in business, to have social involvements with parents. All of those things are part of the 10th house. Now on the 9th of November, Aquarius, Venus moves into the 9th house of your horoscope. That sees a lot of pleasant social activities revolving around in-laws, if they play a prominent part in your life. Also matters relating to travel. So it's a good time for you to travel the next 2 or 3 weeks. It sees a lot of pleasant social activities with people from overseas or relatives who live distantly and may travel to visit you, or you may travel to visit them. On the 13th of November, Mars moves into the 9th house of your horoscope, and for 2 or 3 weeks there's a potential there for arguments to do with religious differences and things like that, Aquarius. So just be careful not to strike up an argument with in-laws in particular. On the 23rd of November, the Sun moves into the 11th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, and remains there for 30 days. That's a focus of your personality upon friends. Group activities, club activities, other people's children play a prominent part in your life if you've got children, and there's a great deal of happiness in life through friends and club activities. Now then on the 6th of December, Venus moves into the 10th house of your horoscope, and that's a very good time for you socially with parents. It's a very good time for you for expansion in business. It's a very good time for you for social involvements with people that you're in business with or you're in the career with. It's a good time to go for advancement in the career. On the 23rd of December, the Sun moves into the 12th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days. That'll see a desire for solitude. Also, you can be your own worst enemy when the Sun is in the 12th house of your horoscope. You can say or do things over Christmas and New Year that are not in your own best interest, secret activities and things like that. So just be careful. It is possible, if you're female, to get involved in a secret relationship around that time. Now on the 30th of December, Venus moves into the 11th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, and remains there for 2 or 3 weeks. With Venus in the 11th house, there's a lot of happiness through friends, a lot of group activities, club activities and things like that, and a lot of happiness socially through other people's children if you've got children. Now I'm going to look at the movement of Jupiter. Now Jupiter, as I said, only goes through 2 signs in the year, and so therefore it only goes through 2 of your houses. But Jupiter is retrograde to begin this period off. On the 1st of February, Jupiter goes retrograde. Now when Jupiter is retrograde, it impacts negatively upon 2 houses that Jupiter rules, and that is your 2nd house of finances. So you can have bad judgment, Aquarius, with regard to financial decisions and choices. Expenditures can be a little bit over the top. And also the 11th house is affected negatively when Jupiter is retrograde. It rules the 11th house of your horoscope, and that's the house of friends. So be very careful about your judgment, about what you confide in with friends and what you give away to them in terms of secrets and things like that, because they may not hold that secret. And then on the 9th of April, Jupiter goes direct, and it's in the 7th house of your horoscope and brings a great deal of happiness in partnerships and in relationships. You could travel, for example, with your partner. You could Have a great deal of social activities together there with your partner, and have a great time there with your partner. It can strengthen a relationship if you're not in a partnership. It can strengthen a relationship, and it's a beautiful cycle for you. Now then, on the 12th of August, a major event happens with regard to Jupiter. It moves into the 8th house of your horoscope and remains there for the balance of the year. When Jupiter is in the 8th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, it brings a boost to your joint finances that you share with a partner if you have one. It brings money to you from perhaps a deceased estate. It brings money from unexpected sources. It also focuses your attention upon change. Introspection and reflection, transformation and change is the order of the day. And then we look at Saturn for you. Now, Saturn is in the 11th house of your horoscope for the whole of the year, and it's been there for some time. So you've already felt the impact of Saturn in the 11th house of your horoscope. You've had unhappiness through a friend in the last 12 months or so, or the last few months anyway, the last 2 or 3 months. You've had unhappiness through a friend, maybe illness involving a friend. There could even be the death of a friend in this period over the period of 2015. There's the potential there for unhappiness for you through other people's children, illness involving other people's children. Now, what Saturn is trying to get you to do is to make sure that you use all time, energy and money connected with the 11th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, in an economical fashion and a judicious fashion. So therefore, all matters relating to your relationships with friends, group activities and club activities, make sure that the expenditure of time, energy and money in those particular areas is wise and in line with the law of economy. So you will probably have a broken friendship sometime in 2015 with Saturn in the 11th house, illness of a friend, death of a friend, or illness of someone else's child. Now, what happens too with Saturn in this particular year for you is it goes retrograde, Aquarius, between March and August. Now, when Saturn is retrograde, it impacts negatively upon the houses that it rules, and Saturn rules your first house. So therefore, personal self-initiated efforts between March and August won't go as well as what you think that they can. They won't go as well. You've got to plan things out very much more carefully and make sure that you've got wisdom there on all of the planning and the structure of week by week plan and so forth. Otherwise, you're going to find that things are going to go astray. And also it impacts negatively upon the 12th house of your horoscope. So you can have hidden enemies coming out of the woodwork. You can be your own worst enemy with regard to your personal initiatives and interests. It can be self-sabotaging in some way. And there can also be the hospitalisation of a parent or an elderly figure in your life. You can have worries about business between March and August, okay? And that's as far as I go for you, Aquarius. Now, I'm prepared to do your personal horoscope chart for you by visiting my website, and those 12 CDs are there for you free of charge to be able to download once you visit my website and listen to them, and you'll learn a lot about meditation and astrology and reincarnation and stuff like that. And then there's 24 CDs out of my deeper book, Coming Home, An Eternal Journey, on the deeper aspects of spiritual growth. So I thank you for your attentiveness here, Aquarius. I'm happy to have been of service to you here through this video, and look forward to working further with you should you decide to submit your birth details. Thank you.